Hi everyone, I'm Nadia, and in today's video we're going to be using the leftover scraps from my last video to make some color changing glow in the dark resin coasters. If you haven't seen my last video, be sure to check that out. I'll have it linked above. So these are some old resin coasters I probably made around the time that I just started working with resin, and they were quite a fail, and they've just been sitting around ever since. I never continued working on them, so today I'm finally going to transform them. So I'll be using the scraps from my attempt at creating alcohol ink roses, and I'm using this beautiful vinyl. The vinyl paper comes with an adhesive back, which is very convenient, so all I have to do is peel off this little section and stick them onto my coasters. I'm using my coasters to trace out their shape on my Yupo paper and vinyl. And using scissors, I carefully cut out my trace. I apply a thin layer of Mod Podge onto the back side to be able to stick that on my coaster as well. And I cut away any excess paper that's going over my coaster. And I follow that same process with the remaining coasters. I'll have all of the products that you see in this video listed in my description. And in order to seal that all in, I'll be adding a top coat of resin, and to prepare for that, I start off by applying liquid latex onto the back side. I have my liquid latex in a condiment bottle for easy application and pour it near the edge. Then I use a silicone makeup brush to spread the liquid latex all the way to the edge, and this will protect the bottom side of my coasters from any drops of resin that will flow over while I'm doing my top coat. I started off with 4 coasters, but I actually had 6, so I added those in later as well. Once the liquid latex has dried enough for me to flip the coasters over, I prop them each up onto a cup. Now I can start mixing in my resin, and I'm using craft resin. Craft resin has a 1:1 ratio by volume and a great heat and scratch resistance, which makes this an ideal resin to use not only for your base, but also as a top coat. Since it's a 1:1 ratio by volume, I pour in equal parts of the A and B and mix thoroughly for several minutes. Once it's mixed well, I pour the resin onto each coaster and use a silicone makeup brush to make sure that the resin has reached to the very edge and that no spots are missing. I'll have a discount code to Craft Resin linked in my description if you're interested. And I use a torch gun to pop any air bubbles. Whenever you're using a torch gun, you'll want to be careful to move it very quickly so that you don't burn your resin. And here I am the next day removing the liquid latex. While I was doing my top coat, I was sure to pour on a generous amount of resin with the purpose that it would flow over the edge. And I wanted to do this just to ensure that the vinyl and the Yupo paper is properly sealed. So you might be able to tell that the liquid latex caught a lot of resin drops, and they all easily come off with the liquid latex. I added a gold trim using an edding marker. I did unfortunately get a few air bubbles that were caught under the vinyl, and I wasn't able to properly remove. And here's the final product. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, subscribe to see more videos like this in the future. Follow me on my Instagram, Summer Girl Designs, and my mom's Instagram, Wild Heart Resin Art.